Welcome to the Senior Safety Advice Podcast, where we share practical ideas to help older adults stay safer, more independent, and more confident at home. I'm Robin Schiltz, a Senior Home Safety Specialist, and I'm so glad you're here today. Whether you're caring for someone you love or planning for your own future, you're in the right place. You can find more helpful information anytime at seniorsafetyadvice.com. If you're a family caregiver, you may feel as though you're always supposed to be available. Every request feels important, every phone call feels urgent, and every time you think about saying no, guilt starts whispering in your ear. It might tell you that a good daughter would do more, and a good son would never complain, or a loving spouse would be more patient. But here's the truth. Being a loving caregiver does not mean being available every minute of every day. It doesn't mean giving up your health, your job, your relationships, or every part of your personal life. Boundaries are not a sign that you care less. They're one of the ways you make caregiving safer and more sustainable. A boundary is simply a clear limit. It tells other people what you can do, what you cannot do, and what you need in order to continue helping. For example, a boundary might sound like this. Mom, I can take you to medical appointments on Tuesdays, but I cannot leave work without giving notice. Or, Dad, I can help you with your bills, but I need you to get all the paperwork together before I arrive. Or, Mom, I'll answer calls after 9 o'clock at night if it's an emergency, but other questions can wait until the morning. Now, these statements are not cruel, they are clear. Many caregivers avoid setting limits because they're afraid their parent or family member will get upset with them. And yes, that may happen. Someone can be disappointed by your boundary, but that doesn't mean the boundary is wrong. Your loved one might be frightened or lonely or worried or frustrated, and those feelings are real. But you're not required to fix every uncomfortable feeling by giving up your own limits. Now, you can respond with kindness without changing your answer. You might say, Mom, I know this is frustrating and I understand that you wish I could come over today. I love you, but I still can't come until tomorrow. That little word still can be very helpful. It allows you to show compassion while holding your boundary. Another reason caregivers struggle with boundaries is that the caregiving role often grows slowly. At first, you might start out just picking up a prescription, and then maybe you begin driving the person to appointments. Pretty soon, you're ordering groceries, paying bills, making phone calls, cleaning the house, checking in several times a day. Now, no one sat down and officially assigned you all these jobs. The jobs just kind of sort of collected around you, and that's why it can help to write down everything you're currently doing. Include the small tasks too, because phone calls count, research counts. Worrying about whether mom took her medication may not look like a task, but it does take your mental energy. Once you see the full list of things that you're doing on a daily basis or weekly basis, ask yourself 3 questions. What must be done? What can be shared? What can be stopped? Not every task has to be done by you. Maybe a sibling can handle insurance phone calls, or maybe a neighbor is willing to bring in the trash bins. Maybe a grocery delivery service can remove one weekly errand for you. Or a paid caregiver might provide a few hours of help for you. Your loved one may also be capable of doing more than everyone assumes. Helping does not always mean taking over, and sometimes it means setting up a system that allows the older adult to remain involved. You may also need boundaries with other family members. Maybe your siblings like to step in and offer opinions, but they don't offer to help, or they question your decision after you've done all the work. In those cases, you can be direct. You might say, I'm happy to discuss another option if you're willing to arrange it. Or you could say, I can't continue doing all of this alone, so I need you to choose one weekly responsibility. If you're doing something like this, you want to avoid a vague request like, I need more help. You need to be specific. Ask someone to make the Thursday phone call. Ask them to take dad to one appointment every month. Ask them to order supplies or prepare meals for the freezer. People are more likely to respond when they understand exactly what's needed. Boundaries also protect the relationship between you and the person receiving care. Without limits, resentment can build. You might start sounding impatient. You might begin to avoid visits because every visit becomes another list of chores for you. You might get angry when the phone rings, and this does not mean you're a bad person. It may mean you've been carrying far too much for far too long. A healthy boundary can make room for you to be a daughter, son, spouse, relative, or friend again, instead of always being the person who fixes everything. Try starting with one small boundary. You don't have to change the entire caregiving arrangement today. Just choose one situation that regularly leaves you tired, frustrated, or anxious. Maybe it's late night non-emergency phone calls, or maybe it's being expected to cancel plans at the last minute, or maybe it's a family member who's speaking disrespectfully to you when they're upset. Decide what needs to change. Then use a short, calm statement, because long explanations can make a boundary sound negotiable. You do not need to give a 10-minute defense of why you need to have Sunday afternoon to yourself. You can simply say, "No, I'm sorry, I'm not available on Sunday afternoon. I will call you on Sunday evening, though," and then follow through. Consistency matters. If you set a boundary and you break it every time someone complains, people learn the boundary isn't real, and they may push a little harder the next time. Now, I will tell you that holding the line is probably going to feel very uncomfortable at first. That discomfort doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It simply may mean that you're doing something new and you have to get used to it. Guilt may still appear, and when it does, ask yourself whether you've actually harmed anyone. Did you abandon someone in an unsafe condition, or did you simply say no to a request that could wait? Those are two very different things. You can care deeply and still have limits. You can be generous and still need to take a break. You can love someone and still say, "I'm sorry, I can't do that today." In fact, protecting your health is part of responsible caregiving. An exhausted caregiver is more likely to forget something, become injured, lose patience, or develop health problems of their own. Rest is not a reward you earn after every task is finished. In caregiving, the task list may never be completely finished, so rest is part of the plan. It may also help to replace the thought, "Oh, I'm letting them down," with a more accurate thought. Instead, try saying, "I'm doing what I can without destroying my own health," or "I'm allowed to make decisions that work for both of us," or "saying no to this request lets me continue saying yes to the things that matter most." Now, boundaries are not going to remove every difficult moment. Your loved one may still be unhappy and other relatives may still disagree, but clear limits can reduce confusion, anger, and burnout. They can help you provide care from a place of choice rather than constant pressure. So consider one boundary you need this week. Keep it simple, say it kindly, and remember that protecting your energy does not make you selfish. It helps you to remain present and able to care for the people you love. So thank you for being here with me today. For more practical tips, caregiver support, and aging in place resources, please visit us at seniorsafetyadvice.com. You can also visit our sister website at aginginplacedirectoryhub.com to find professionals who specialize in helping older adults live safely and comfortably. Be sure to subscribe to this podcast or to our YouTube channel so you don't miss future episodes. Until next time, I'm wishing you safety and confidence and peace of mind. Thanks for listening. Take care. Bye.